What's up, everyone? I am the Comic Outlaw, and it's time. Let's get ready to rumble. For those Hulk fans and She-Hulk fans, we have the savage, the sexy She-Hulk versus the invincible Iron Man, aka Tony Stark himself. In a classic slugfest, She-Hulk will meet her first superhero, and the fighting will ensue. Let's get on with it. And Iron Man's flying into California. She-Hulk, of course, is set in like LA, California, and not New York, which one of the many things that makes it different from it, and also kind of spawns what eventually will become the Avengers of the West Coast. But anyways, Iron Man's a man on a mission, looking for She-Hulk, who has a very bad reputation at this point. He's actually hired by the widow of the man that had a heart attack from She-Hulk. He was kind of involved in a lot of stuff. He was helping smuggle Stark weapons out. That's why that dude Trask had that giant machine, all these weapons. They were actually stealing it from Stark. But anyways, he kind of gets set on the case, and he starts talking to the local sheriffs and the people there, and they show him the photo, of course. And Jennifer Walters comes in, and they get into an argument because she's trying to stand up for She-Hulk, and Stark is also suspected in smuggling weapons as well. This guy with the glasses, an like a district attorney, kind of a rival, and he's kind of guessing that she can't take the stress or anything, but then she starts to turn in front of them, and quickly everyone kind of puts it together that she's She-Hulk, and which leads the way for her public identity. But anyway, she starts doing what She-Hulk does. Cars start ramming into her, and cars start stopping, basically, Hulk stuff. People get scared, things get smashed. Iron Man decides to take off to see if he can stop this, and he goes flying right into her, and kind of just misses completely. I guess Jarvis wasn't invented yet, and he was kind of just going on his own volition. But anyways, She-Hulk stands there ready, not really doing anything yet, trying to figure out what's going on. Of course, Stark fires his repulsor beam, which he's always had. And basically, She-Hulk's kind of like taking him to the wood shop. I mean, she is stronger. And this isn't the Iron Man suit that you guys know today, or the different kinds of suits that he has through the movies. This is more of an old school suit. I mean, he has eye slits and mouth slits, for God's sake. But anyway, She-Hulk climbs up, she grabs him, and she's trying to talk him down and trying to explain what's going on. But Tony, being Tony, insults her, kind of degrades her a little bit, which is what Stark does. He pisses people off, and he's very good at doing that. But anyway, she kind of sort of starts talking sense to him, but the battle keeps going back and forth, and due to the reputation of her cousin, he's not really cutting her a whole lot of slack, since Hulk was a member of the original Avengers. But anyways, they go back to the place where they found that robot that actually committed the crime earlier, where she was framed for those murders of the witnesses. I guess the ocean has swept it out, and she slams her fist to kind of bring the tides back, and Iron Man flies around looking for any kind of evidence. And he uses his repulsor beams to kind of hold back the tide for a minute, and they find the head of the robot that she had destroyed in a previous issue. You can take a look at my backlogs. I think it's issue 2 or issue 3. But anyway, she finds the head. Iron Man pulls her out, and he begins to examine it and realize that it's Stark technology, and it was also stolen from. This is a running problem with Iron Man. His technology seems to slip through his fingers every time, in almost every iteration. Somehow, some way, someone gets their hands on it. But then Walters begins to grill him in the court, saying these guns are, his technology. Why is it falling in their hands? And she kind of points the finger at him. Basically, Iron Man's grilling She-Hulk, and Jennifer's grilling Stark. It's kind of a role reversal. But anyways, Walters storms out. She ends up in the back alley. There's, of course, a poker game going on. And one of the mobsters realizes who Jennifer is and the case they're building against him. She tries to shoot her in the back of the head, and she hulks out and basically throws him through the table. And the She-Hulk is back, and she's just taking care of business. And of course, the guy with the glasses, she kind of just handles him quick. Of course, thinking that he was going to be dead. She-Hulk is more restrained than that. And she's actually smarter than Bruce and more in control, which I've always appreciated about her character. But the thugs come in, they testify. Stark gets off, of course, because he had no prior knowledge of the situation. There's an apology between the both, and Stark kind of realizes that he sort of has a friend now in both Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, and this will lead to a friendship that will lead to her being in the Avengers and other things. And of course, the widow. Stark, for a moment, thinks about telling her about his past, but then, in a moment of heart, Tony decides to lie to her and just show a little compassion, just say that he was a good man and just leave everything where it was and leave her with the memory of her husband as a decent man. What will happen the next time? We'll find out. I'll catch you on the flip.